Hi everyone. I think many of you know that during the last special program livestream, the developers presented us with this image announcing future characters, and in the wave of joy, the players didn't immediately notice that someone was missing, and I'm talking about the head of the witch's Sabbath, Alice. And as usual, panic broke out. But let's not jump to conclusions. Let's sit back and look into everything together in detail. It will be interesting. So, let's start a little further back. As I mentioned earlier, during a recent stream, the developers presented us with this image, which depicts 6 silhouettes of future characters. I won't go into detail about who they are now, as I did that in one of the videos. If you're interested, you can find it on the channel. So, when this picture appeared, everyone immediately rushed to examine the characters depicted in it, and were surprised to discover that the silhouette of the head witch of the Sabbath, Alice, was not among the announced characters. And immediately, headlines began to appear on all the news sources. Things like Alice's release was cancelled. Buy crystals from lootbar.gg. It's 100% safe and secure top-up platform for games like Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. PS5 and Xbox players can also Raiden Shotgun and Teviot Times are using for crystals. Save up to 25%. Get 10% for new user, 8% and 5% for old user. Join Lucky Draw event for free. Go to Lootbar, Genshin Impact. Choose a pack, put UID, select region, and pay. Get double the currency for first time in game top-up. Link description and pinned comment. The chapter of the Witch's Sabbath will not be released as a game, and so on and so forth. If I were to list all the variations, we'd be sitting here until evening. However, if we sit down and think for a little longer than a few seconds, we might be surprised to discover that, in case anyone forgot, there is a hidden character in the screenshot whose identity we still don't know for rather obvious reasons. And it's quite possible that it could be Alice, who will rework her appearance. Why did I think that? The answer, of course, is a bit far-fetched, but quite realistic. It's all about her hat, that is. It's good. The Genshin developers will definitely have to ruin everything. But joking aside, remember, the game had already had character work done. For this reason, this hero ended up being a wanderer. If you still don't understand, I'll explain briefly. Our game was made using rather crude methods, and therefore it has an important limitation. The character and their clothing items cannot be larger than a certain size, otherwise they will simply start to block the view. That's why the Wanderer lost that huge hat at one point. That's why it's possible that the hidden character is a reworked Alice. While a more banal option cannot be ruled out, the developers decided to do this to allay the discontent of some players. Like, that's it, we won't release her. But players are waiting for this character. They want her released no matter what, and so they'll even forget about their dissatisfaction. And at that point, the developers will add her to the banner somewhere around version 6.6 or version 6.7. But to me, that sounds like a complete fairy tale. The developers clearly don't have the imagination for such complex moves, so that's how it is. Be sure to write in the comments whether you believe Elisa won't be in the Luna updates or not. It will be interesting to read. Well, we'll hear from you again. Bye.